I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Yes, people, we're at this moment in time to review the one and only Gods of Egypt. What is Gods of Egypt exactly? Well, first, let's go through a little backstory. Does anyone know who Alex Proyas is? Well, to you film reviewing rookies out there, I'll tell you. Alex Proyas has been known for really making incredible movies, like The Crow and Dark City and I, Robot. And then he nosedived into mediocrity right away when he made Knowing. I love Nicolas Cage, but yeah, the movie was bad. But then Alex Proyas took a bigger nosedive into the trenches to where he can no longer be classified as redeemable when he made, you guessed it, Gods of Egypt. Finally, now we get to talk about this really generic story. One day in the land of Egypt, Horus, played by Nicolas Coster-Waldau, or Lannister from Game of Thrones for short, he is about to be crowned king. But then Set, played by Egyptian Leonidas himself, Gerard Butler, has managed to beat Horus' spot as king and take over all of Egypt. While at the same time, Set takes out Horus' eyes out because his eyes are just that powerful. And now it is up for generic hero number 273 in Horus to make sure that the madness Set is committing comes to an end. Oh, and also to save generic hero number 273's girlfriend, who was the girl in Mad Max Fury Road. Guys, I'm really speechless right now. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, story time. Let's start with the story. Like I said before, the generic story is really typical. Yes, this story has been done millions and millions of times before. We saw it last year in January's slab of mediocrity known as Seventh Son. But remember, I gave a positive to Seventh Son. At least the chemistry between Jeff Bridges and generic hero number 453 was at decent. In this movie, they have no chemistry whatsoever. And yeah, for them going to one location to the next to fighting waves and waves and waves of enemies, we've seen this all before and it's getting extremely boring. And let's not forget the horrendous over-the-top performances. Horus was like not trying because he really didn't care about the project to begin with. I mean, he pretty much acted like he was in a mediocre episode of Game of Thrones. Only kidding, guys. Generic hero number 273. You way more are annoying than generic hero number 453. Brendan Thwaites plays generic hero number 273. He's pretty dull and very annoying. Because at times when he's in peril, he throws all these quippy one-liners. Oh my god, the one-liners. There's so many bad one-liners in this movie, I thought this was Showdown in Little Tokyo. Except Showdown in Little Tokyo is a way better movie than this. I mean, you have some female actors in the movie that weren't trying at all and were very over the top and horrible. But the best performance in this entire movie is Gerard Butler. You know what? I'll give Gerard Butler credit. At least his performance was way better than all of his acting in all the romantic comedies he was taking. And pretty much he was acting like Leonidas the whole time. He is my guilty pleasure performance of the year. Good job. What's worse than Gerard Butler's performance is the really atrocious dialogue. Boy, is the dialogue really abysmal in this movie. The action, which was really bad. They kept doing this 360 track shot. You know, usually what you would see from like The Matrix or something, or Gladiator, or 300. Neither is the choreograph. Freaking Legends of Hercules has better choreograph than this movie. And I find Legend of Hercules better than Gods of Egypt. Wait till we get to the god-awful special effects. Pun intended, but in all seriousness, the CGI in this movie. Oh my god. The sets in this movie, the green screen sets, are about as obvious as the ones from Fantastic Four. I couldn't believe it. The worst effect out of all of them has to do with Raw. Just go see Raw's special effect on YouTube. You don't need to pay money for this. But I will give credit to one thing and one thing only. The only positive I have is that they have the snakes from Dragon Wars! Oh my god! Yeah! I can't believe Lionsgate really ripped that off. Perhaps the snakes from Dragon Wars are the only best parts of the movie. And this movie had some of the worst cliche moments I believe I've ever seen in 2016. You know what, I don't really care at this point. I'm gonna spoil this movie. Are you really gonna see this film? Basically, Horus doesn't have the ability to turn into his real Horus form, which means he has to regain both his eyes to make sure he has the power that he needs. But then, at the climax in the movie, when generic hero number 273 was falling down from the tower that Set pushed him off from, Horus then turns to his actual Horus form and saves generic hero number 273. So it's basically like saying, I can't do it without both my eyes. And then you have only one eye and then you manage to go like, oh, I guess I could have done that the whole time. Guys, overall, don't see Gods of Egypt. This film has a generic story, really over-the-top performances, atrocious CGI, really terrible dialogue, the action is really bad, and this film had one of the worst cliched moments I have ever seen in 2016. So yeah, no duh, I'm gonna give Gods of Egypt a 0 out of 5. Because, I mean, really, this movie has made 14 million its opening weekend. I mean, yeah, it's going to bomb anyways. Mr. Nukem. What? Come here. Hold on just for a moment. Yeah, I received word from Lionsgate that they're making a sequel to Gods of Egypt. Are you serious? Yeah, they already sold all the film distribution rights. You're kidding. They make 10 million, then make the sequel. Alright. It wasn't a bomb. I just got my word back from my client that they're gonna make a sequel. Well, Luke, you said before that it's going to be a bomb! No, but you don't really understand. Since The Hunger Games is finally over, then they're gonna make this into a trilogy. I'm not lying. They sold all the film taxes, they sold all of the digital distribution rights, so basically all they have to do is to make 10 million in the box office, and then they made the profit. So that basically means they won! It's no longer considered a bomb anymore. Well, guys, see you later till 2018 for Gods of Egypt 2. Alright, guys, that is my review on Frauds of Egypt. Comment below, let me know what you thought about the movie. Find me on Facebook, Google+, or private mention me on YouTube if you feel like it. My name is Luke Nukem, and you have been blown away.